Now, some theologians and pastors will say that Jesus was not separated from the Father, but merely quoting Psalm 22:1 to allude to the teachings of the Psalms. Okay, let's concede that point. That's a possibility. The Psalms had no numbers back then, so it's true that the Jewish teachers would often allude to the teachings of the Psalm by quoting the first statement of the Psalm. And yes, in quoting the first statement of the Psalm, he would be referring the people to Psalm 22. But are these two things mutually exclusive? I don't think so. The Messiah is not just God, he is man. And he is not just man, he is God. So these two things are not in opposition. These two things are not contradictory. It is not either or. I believe and I put forth to you that it's both. As man, the Messiah was separated from the Father, taking all the sin from the beginning to the end on himself as our sacrificial lamb. But Christ, in his God nature, never stopped being one with the Father, and he never stopped being God, even when the sin of the world and its punishment was laid on him at that moment. So as fully God, Christ and the Father were still one in essence and nature. As fully man, Christ in his humanity lost the intimacy he had always had with the Father. Even as he bled the blood of very God in his humanity, he took the sin of the world upon himself. But in his love also, Christ was referring, because he is God, to that which happened to him as a reference to Psalm 22, pointing to that as a prophecy of his suffering. See, Jesus has two natures, God and man. And as man, he took all the sin of the world upon himself, crying out, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? As God, he's saying, hey, look at Psalm 22. That's what's going on right now. It's both, guys. It's both.